Why progressives are so upset right now when it comes to the stimulus package, and what they're expecting over the coming days. Also, one state reporting record COVID cases, the highest ever reported in a single day. And the administration has said today that some people may be receiving 2 checks in February. All of that plus more in this video, so let's get into this right away. But if you haven't done so yet, or if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video so I can keep you updated each and every day with all of this information that is changing very rapidly. It's very confusing out there right now trying to keep everything straight as far as all the latest updates and everything going on, but don't worry, I'm doing all the research on your behalf every single day. I bring it back in these condensed videos a few times throughout the day so that you can stay tuned with everything going on. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate your support. Hit that subscribe button right down below if you haven't done so yet, and let's get into this right away. All right, so once again, we have a lot to talk about as there have been some new developments since the last video just a few hours ago. So let's quickly talk through what has been going on today and what we can anticipate here over the coming days as well. All right, so as I reported earlier in my video, late yesterday evening, President Biden was out pretty much admitting and recognizing that, yeah, the stimulus package probably won't be passed by his deadline of Christmas Day. Well, that also is the deadline that Chuck Schumer has indicated as the deadline, and Chuck Schumer was also out earlier today indicating the same thing. We're likely going to miss the deadline of Christmas Day, but rather we're still going to work on this actively, and we will bring it back, and we will ultimately get it passed. Okay, so we do know that. However, progressives are not feeling it when it comes to this. Progressives are pretty upset when it comes to this, and here's why. The original agreement was that they would actually get this reconciliation bill done, otherwise known as the Build Back Better plan, the soft infrastructure, human infrastructure, the spending bill, whatever everybody wants to call it. It's all the same thing, but it's in reference to this massive $2 trillion stimulus package. So the agreement between the progressives and everybody else was that they would pass through and they would agree to pass through the infrastructure bill a couple months ago through the Senate and through the House and sign it by the president and turn it into law, provided they actually bring the reconciliation bill to the floor in the Senate and they actually do pass it. Well, now progressives are getting a little bit upset right now saying, hey, this wasn't the agreement. The agreement we had was that we passed the infrastructure bill, and on the other hand, you passed the reconciliation bill for us. Well, the reconciliation bill wasn't passed as part of the agreement. So progressives are feeling a little bit upset right now. They're a little bit frustrated with this process because they feel like the rest of the senators and people in Congress who were supposed to be actually passing this reconciliation bill didn't follow through with their portion of the bargain, right? So they're feeling a little bit upset with this. In fact, yesterday we had Pramila Jayapal, who is the leader of the Progressive Caucus in the House of Representatives. She was out actually urging, bring it to the floor in the Senate and hold a vote on this thing. Well, today we had AOC, who is also one of the progressive members of the Progressive Caucus. She was also out today pretty much roasting on this thing, saying, bring it. I mean, seriously, hold a vote on this. Bring it to the floor and hold a vote on this thing. So what's actually interesting is throughout the week here, we've had a number of different senators also coming out urging Chuck Schumer to just bring it to the floor and hold a vote on it. Because here's the thing, you don't know until you hold a vote, right? Just like so many times, you probably heard the saying, you don't know unless you try, right? Well, again, Chuck Schumer didn't really know unless he tried. Well, he never actually brought it to the floor and opened it up for debate, but rather they did talk about it passively throughout the week. There's been many ongoing discussions. The president has talked with Joe Manchin a number of times throughout the week, and there will be ongoing talks. But ultimately, the Senate did not hold up their end of the bargain when it comes to the reconciliation bill. So a lot of people are really upset right now about this. So basically what the progressives are urging right now is bring it to the floor and get it done. This next week, just bring it to the floor, hold a vote on it, open it up for debate, and we'll see what happens. If it doesn't pass, then fine. We just need to go back to it and actually renegotiate and kind of figure out what's going on with it and figure out what they need to do to actually get it passed. So there's been some drama thrown down about this, and again, it's not really a huge surprise because we've seen this so many other times, and again, it's going to continue going on. But as Chuck Schumer and the president have also indicated, they will continue working on this. They will continue actively working on it. And the plan is to bring it back and actually vote on it and pass it at some point here relatively soon. We don't know if it's actually going to work this coming week or when, but that is still their plan going forward. So very interesting, right? All right, let's quickly talk about this surging COVID. This is weird, as this just kind of came out of nowhere, right? So a lot of the states here were doing pretty well, and this has taken a turn very quickly here. I actually just came across this, and I've been looking at this throughout the day, and this is actually kind of weird. So the state of New York has reported over 21,000 new cases alone today. Just today, one. This is a new record for the entire state of New York, and I was actually reading some reports out of different doctors, and there was actually one article that was titled, "There's going to be a COVID blizzard coming to the United States." So, wow, I mean, there's a lot of anticipation right now that there's going to be an absolute takeover when it comes to this new Omicron variant with COVID. Now, again, I always say this in my videos, but I have to say it again. I'm not here to instill fear in anybody, anything like that. And again, I do know that this whole COVID thing is very controversial. I'm not going to go down either road with that. I'm just simply telling you this is what I'm finding with all my research. So, my point is, I just want everybody to stay safe. So whether, you agree with it or disagree, whatever, again, it's totally controversial. I don't want to go down that road anymore. I'm just simply saying this is what I'm finding, and what they're finding with these in these reports and these articles and everything like this. They're anticipating there's going to be a huge overload on hospitals once again when it comes to this winter and basically just coming over the coming weeks here. So here's another piece of information that I found. I thought this was really, really interesting as well. The CDC is actually anticipating an additional 1.3 million new COVID cases just in the United States between now and Christmas. That's a week away. That's a lot. That's like... what is that? I don't even know. Honestly, I didn't do the math. What is it? Just less than 200,000 new cases a day? Well, actually, that's probably not too far off, because I actually just saw a number, I believe it was yesterday, where we were reporting 118,000 new cases every day. So, 1.3 million would only be like 180,000 a day. So we're actually not that far off now that I actually kind of do the rough mental math here. So that's what they're anticipating. CDC, 1.3 million between now and Christmas. So wow, it's going to go fast if that's the case. Here's what else is interesting. They're also postponing some major events, like NFL games are being postponed until Monday and Tuesday. Broadway shows, again, being postponed. There's a number of different sporting events and concerts, things like this, that are either being postponed or just straight up canceled as a result of all this. So, does anything look a little bit similar to last year? If you've been watching my videos for a while now, you know that I've been saying this throughout the entire year of this year so far. I've been saying, hey, this year is looking weirdly similar to what we saw all of last year. It is like a mirror replica of what we saw last year. So it's just so weird how this year is so similar to what we saw already, right? So yeah, kind of weird stuff going on. All right, let's quickly talk about what the administration said today about checks that may be coming for some people, and they may be doubled up in the month of February. So as we know, in the stimulus package, there is the extension of the child tax credit payments for another year, right, through the end of 2022. Well, since the stimulus package is not passed, we heard from Ron Wyden, a couple days ago, and he said that the stimulus package needs to be passed with that provision for the child tax credit payments by December 28th in order for those checks to go out on January 15th for about 38 million families and individuals who have kids. Well, as a result of that and the stimulus package not passing, right now anyway, and the likelihood of it passing before the 28th is still up in the air right now. But if it does not pass before the 28th, then we could be missing those checks in January of next year. Well, the administration was out today saying that if they get it passed sometime between now and then, as in pretty much like mid-January time, then those families who are eligible for it would likely be seeing double checks, so double up in the month of February to make up for January. So, right? So if you're somebody receiving those checks, you might be, well, as of right now, it looks like you may not be getting checks in January. So, just another thing to add to the list of different things that are really messed up right now, right? So, Interesting stuff. So anyway, this is what I have for you as of right now. There's a lot going on out there. There's just so much back and forth about everything. There's so many other updates of different things that I read through and it's like, is this going to impact the community? I mean, yeah, somewhat, but I like to narrow it down to what I think is going to be most beneficial and impactful for the vast majority of people here in this community. So even though I do a ton of research, I try to find the most valuable information. Even though I read a ton of different information every day, I try to bring it back just the most valuable information that I think will probably impact and reach the vast majority of people here in the community. So again, this is what I have, but I also am gathering a few other pieces of information and something I want to talk through a little bit further, especially as it pertains to Social Security beneficiaries, SSDI, SSI, VA, RRB, and all of these beneficiaries probably in my next video, as I continue to see something popping up down in the comments section a lot, and we want to talk about it a little bit further. So I'll probably bring that back in my next video, but for now, this is just kind of a little bit of an update here on the stimulus package and those monthly checks, the child tax credit payments, which, by the way, are not technically stimulus checks. They're child tax credit payments, but they're kind of similar to what a stimulus check is, but that's not what they are. They're child tax credit payments, which is an advance on basically the child tax credit refund, right? Which is also, again, very similar to stimulus checks, but we're calling them child tax credit payments. But anyway, the point is, stay safe out there. There's a lot going on right now, and with all this other business going around the country right now, the best thing I can say is, first off, stay safe, stay warm. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, so I can keep you updated each and every day with all of this information that continues changing literally every single day. There are changes when it comes to stimulus packages and all of these monthly benefits. There's announcements all day, every day coming out. So I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. Please leave your comments and questions down below, as I do read as many as I possibly can. And if I need to, I'll make some dedicated videos answering your questions or whatever I see down below. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so. Share this video or any others here on the channel with your friends, family, and social media. And feel free to go back and check out any of the other nearly 2,000 videos right here on the channel. And of course, share those with your friends, family, social media as well. All right, so enjoy your day. I'll catch you again a little bit later in the next video. And I appreciate you watching.